Yee and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning, Angela.
Good morning. Happy Tuesday.
Happy Tuesday.
Feeling good. I actually caught up and watched the first episode of the new season of Real Housewives of Atlanta last night.
Okay, perfect.
Also the Basketball Wives reunion.
Perfect. Mm-hmm. Two entertaining reality shows.
And you know, on Basketball Wives, Jennifer was on that show. We went to high school together.
That's your girl,
I was actually in her wedding.
Jennifer looked good on the reunion.
Yeah, she did. Jennifer can dress.
And her legs look good.
And she puts it together. You know, she used to have a fitness company called Flirty Girl Fitness. It was like, I guess, pole dancing fitness. Remember when that was really big, pole dancing fitness?
Yeah, remember everyone was taking those classes?
Mm-hmm. So I'm sure we'll talk about that. And you know, we have a documentary that we did. Remember when Jennifer got scammed?
Yes.
Okay, so we actually filmed the whole thing already. I'm an EP on it. Shout out to Jennifer.
Okay.
And
I can't wait to see that.
Listen, you guys are going to love it because a lot came out from... Sometimes people get scammed and they're embarrassed and they don't want to talk about it. They feel like it's their fault.
This alleged scammer did a lot.
He did a lot. Mm-hmm. And then it makes you feel stupid because you go on social media and people don't believe you or they act like you're an idiot. But I feel like everybody at some point has gotten scammed in some way. Everybody.
You think? Okay.
Everybody. I've gotten scammed out of money. You know, it's just things that happen. And we all know someone who has. Yeah, when I was younger, this guy said he was a car dealer.
Oh, shoot.
Well, he was a car dealer. And then he actually, my brother knew him.
Okay.
And he said he was going to go to the auction. I was going to get my first car.
Oh, man.
So gave him the money, and then he just disappeared. And it turned out he was doing it to a lot. The assistant district attorney called me.
Oh, wow.
And yeah, it was a big deal for this guy's name was Kennedy.
See, I don't know if I've gotten scammed because I never really had money like that before.
It was all my little money, too.
Oh, no.
It was all my little money. So let's be careful out there, guys.
Okay.
But yes, we are going to have a great show for you today. Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun are going to be here.
Okay.
And they are holistic, I guess you would say holistic coaches and a doctor. And they do the detox now. I've done this detox a couple of different times. We have a new one that we're going to start. But they're really great when you talk about fibroids, when you talk about health issues, high blood pressure, a lot of issues that plague us.
You speak really highly of this detox, too.
Yeah, I've done it. I would not do that if I hadn't experienced it myself. So let's get the show started. Let's shine a light on them. 800-292-5150 is the number. Call us up. Let us know who you want to shine a light on. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
I'ma shine. Turn your lights on, y'all. Turn your lights on. Spreading love to those who are doing greatness. Shine a light on them. Shine a light on them. It's time to shine a light on them.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here.
Good morning.
And we got somebody else here from D.C. Gia Peppers is here.
Yay!
All right, so she's one of my favorite hosts.
I love you.
And we actually are going to shine a light on you today, Gia Peppers. Now, we have to do this. You know, we start the show off with saying something positive about somebody who's had an impact in our life. And what y'all might not know about Gia Peppers is not only is she a host, not only is she beautiful, but she could also sing.
Okay.
And I found this out one
I'm
day.
not going to do this.
Wait a minute. Gia, you can sing?
I can.
Okay.
I can.
Are you going to hit a note at some point today?
You know it.
Sure.
Okay.
I just got here. Give me 2 seconds.
No, not
the
now.
trains was
Not
crazy.
Now. No, we'll have a whole... No, we'll do this later in the show.
She is a good time, but let me tell you how I found out.
I didn't know this. Okay.
So we're at Negril, one of my favorite restaurants in Brooklyn.
We love Negril.
And they have a night that's live music, a live band, and you can actually get on the mic. People sign up and sing.
Okay.
So Gia's like, I'm going to go sing. And I'm like, oh, man, she about to... You know, I'm thinking it's going to be funny.
Yeah.
Like,
it's a joke.
We've been drinking. Right. So I'm thinking she's going to go up there, attempt to sing. We're all going to be like, whoa. She went up there and she ripped it down.
Oh, my gosh.
She was hitting all them notes. It was crazy.
Oh,
so
I did not know that.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah. You know, I feel like everybody who can hold a little note, just when you get your chance, you
holding
go.
a little note.
No, I can hold a little note, and I know I cannot sing.
It was like a little concert going on.
I know that's right.
But shout out to Gia. She's going to be here with us this morning. We'll hear more from her right now. Who do you want to shine a light on? 800-292-5150. Brahim.
I'm shining a light on my 21-year-old son. His birthday is today. He has his own house, his own car, his motorcycle. He's a few weeks away from his CDL classes. I'm real proud of him.
Oh, that's dope.
He's independent. That's a lot to be 21 and have all of those things together.
And I didn't have to co-sign for none of that.
Oh, that's even more important. He ain't ruin your credit.
That's fine.
Oh, sounds like y'all raised him right.
Yeah, we did.
All right, well, we have a gift for him. We have some Born in Roma by Valentino. If you want to gift your son, who's only 21 years old, he has all of those things. What's his name?
Brahim.
Okay. So let's hold on the line. We're going to give you some Born in Roma by Valentino to give to him.
All right, thank you.
Hey, Taria.
Hello.
Who do you want to shine a light on?
I want to shine a light on Rashida Carter-Myers-Lee from Chester. She is a hairstylist. She owns Rashida's Exquisite Design. She also owns Sinai Dior Ballroom. She has a ministry called SGS Ministry for Sisters Going Strong. And she also feeds the community, feeding the 4,000. She does a lot in our community. And we also have she has a cleanup crew that cleans up the streets in Chester. And yesterday, she just got crowned for Miss Chester. So I want to shine a light on her today.
All right. Well, shout out to Rashida. She sounds like she is a really dope person who gives back to the community, successful. What's your relationship to her?
I am her friend.
Okay.
I actually used to work there. So she's one of my mentors and one of the people that I look up to. So I am in her SGS ministry, but I want to shine a light on her because she does a lot for the community.
Okay. Well, thank you so much. And shout out to Rashida. Thank you, Rashida. You deserve it.
Thank you.
All right, well, that was Shine a Light on Him, brought to you by Born in Roma by Valentino. That's available at Macy's. That's a great gift, by the way. Mother's Day is coming up. And when we come back, we have your Yee Tea. We'll talk about a show that was canceled, and then they reversed that cancellation. What a great story. I didn't even know that could happen. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yo, she about to blow the lid up off this pot. Let's get it. Oh, yeah. Angela's spilling that Yee Tea. Come and get the tea.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. And Gia Peppers is here.
Hi.
All right, two of my favorite lady hosts.
Yes.
All right, and we are doing Yee Tea right now. And I've never seen this happen before that I can recall. SWAT has been renewed for a 7th and final season. But that was after they initially canceled it.
Okay.
Now, according to CBS and Sony in a joint statement, they said, we have listened to our viewers and their outpouring of passion for SWAT. And that's why they decided to renew it for a final season of 13 episodes that's going to air during next year, 2023 to 2024 broadcast year. So they said they look forward to its return next season. And that's after Shamar Moore, who spoke out against the cancellation, said something. He went on social media and he just thought it was BS. He said, we're the best show Friday nights at 8 o'clock for CBS. The last 2 years, we've been killing it. And he's also been added as an executive producer for the final season.
Yeah. Wow. Okay, so I feel like it's something deeper to this story because when you think about shows that are canceled, people come online, the fans come online all the time to complain, and then actors come online and say something. So, and I've never seen this happen before. So I feel like there's something deeper to this, and I do think it's dope that Shamar is going to EP on the final season.
Yeah. Shout out to Shamar Moore. I mean, he uses his voice a lot. I feel like the last time this happened was The Game. When BT brought it back because fans were like petitioning, but we didn't really get the actors per se.
Right.
Shamar was like, nah, I want to come back to work too. Let's go.
And the game was a delay, right? It didn't happen right away.
Right. It was a delay because the CW canceled it, I think, when it first switched over.
And then BT picked it up.
And BT picked it up. And it was different, but it was still The Game.
Yeah.
Which is dope.
I'm glad it's coming back.
What made them cancel it in the first place then if it was...
That's why I said it's something else going
I don't
on.
understand.
Yeah, it's something deeper going
on. All right,
on.
now Robert De Niro, here's something I didn't know. Did you know that he has welcomed his 7th child?
I had no idea.
You told us during the break. I
was like, now wait a minute, because he doesn't really talk about his personal life like that.
Right.
Now he told ET Canada, he said, I just had a baby. Wow. And his rep also confirmed the baby's arrival. They did not share the identity of the mother. I guess recently he just went through his divorce. He filed for divorce in 2018 after being with his wife, Grace Hightower, for more than 20 years.
Okay.
All right. And his oldest daughter, by the way, Greene, is 51 years old.
Wow.
And his youngest daughter is 11.
Yeah, so now he has another baby. And he's, 79?
Yeah, it says 79.
Okay, Robert.
Yeah.
Well, congratulations to Robert De Niro.
We see you still out here. You still outside, baby.
He is making babies.
And Regina Carter revealed that 2 men tried to break into her home.
That's scary.
She went on social media and she said, 2 guys tried to break in my home last night. So glad I wasn't there. People are sick. This is my sign to get the F out of here and to be more private and more to myself about everything. That's
so
a scary
Like even going back to your house, it never feels the same. That someone
it feels like
somebody's
intrusion.
watching you.
Yeah,
Somebody's watching you. You never know. And it's hard for social media people who have a lot of followers, like, to be safe.
Yeah. God forbid you go on vacation and you want to post where you are and the people know you're not home.
Yeah, you should wait till you get back.
Yeah.
Or maybe you shouldn't post at all, because then you don't want people coming to your house while they're thinking you're away. And
but it's hard because
in.
as an influencer, you might get paid to post.
Right. If you're on an influencer trip, like people just went to Jamaica with Ebony, like if you're there, you have to post in real time because that's why they call you.
Or people might see you and post that you're there.
Yeah. I wonder, was this her place in Georgia, or
was Atlanta,
it
right?
LA, or was it?
Yeah, I thought she lived in Atlanta. No, she lives in LA.
No, I'm saying I know that she lives in Atlanta, but I don't know if she also has a place in LA because of work or something like that.
Well, that's a scary thing. So
it is. Yeah.
Prayers out because
she's okay.
Yeah. All right. Well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have About Last Night.
Okay.
All right. So I've been watching all of these shows. I did watch the first episode of Real Housewives of Atlanta, but also Basketball Wives. Mm-hmm. The reunion was on. And there's one thing on there that we definitely have to talk about. All right. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
So, about last night. Last night. Here's how it went down.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. And Gia Peppers is here.
Hi.
Hi, Gia. Hi, Sus. All right, so let's get into this About Last Night. And Gia, just so everybody who's listening knows some information about you.
Yes.
Let's do some of your accolades.
Okay, well, on-air talent, entertainment journalist, originally from Washington, D.C. I have a show with Amazon Music called R&B Rotation Radio in DJ mode. I've worked with Today's Show. I have a radio show, More Than That, with Gia Peppers. So several things.
I've been on there.
She's been on there, too. And she was great.
And Gia can also sing.
Oh, Lord.
And later in the show,
she's drinking tea, so we'll give her a moment.
Do, re, mi.
She also had a great show, too, with Mark Lamont Hill.
Yes, and Jameer Pond called Black Coffee. You were on that, too. You've been on every single show I've done.
Okay, Gia.
On purpose. Okay. I bring her all with me everywhere.
But let's discuss the reunion for Basketball Wives last night. Mm-hmm. And this part actually got us a little teary-eyed. And I saw even the cast was up there like... And this is Brooke Bailey. Her daughter died in a car accident.
Yes.
Right? Her daughter was only 25 years old, died in a car accident. And I guess her and Jackie Christie are friends, but she felt a way that Jackie did not even reach out to her. Mm-hmm. All right, here's what she said.
When my daughter passed away, you didn't even send one flower. You've been in LA, you didn't knock on my door to give me a hug or just to sit next to me quietly. You showed absolutely no support.
First of all, I didn't know what to say. And I'm so sorry.
Most people don't.
I knew that it would be a touchy situation when I saw you again. I sat and I cried for hours. I have 2 daughters. I didn't call you, but it hurt my heart that this happened to you. You have been through with your husband. I sat in your house and I talked to you for hours. So don't sit here and tell me I'm not a friend, because that's a lie.
What me and my husband went through has nothing to do with the death of my daughter, and it's in no comparison whatsoever.
I didn't know what to say.
Ooh, that's tough. Because... And you know what? They're right, because even if you don't know what to say, if somebody has a loss like that, her daughter, there's no justification.
Yeah.
Right.
At that point, all Jackie had to say was, I'm sorry, you are right.
Yeah.
Absolutely.
Yeah. I mean, I think grief is so hard. It's so sad for all people, but the least you can do at this point is send a text.
Right.
Hey, I don't know what to say, but I'm here. And I love you.
And when you're ready to talk, I'm here. I don't want to let me know if you would like for me to, I didn't even want to, bother you, but tell me, what can I do?
Yes.
Right. And also Jackie could have asked other casts, like, hey, what should I don't know what to say. What are you guys saying? What should I do? Should I reach out? Ask, what am I supposed to do in this situation? Ask the people that are also reaching out to her.
Right. Because have you ever been in a situation where somebody close to you has lost someone?
Yes, absolutely.
And I think the main thing is you just have to be there.
Yeah.
Well, I'm a person that I don't want people to bother me when I'm going through something.
Same.
Mm-hmm.
So I think people think that they're supposed to not bother you too. So, but that's not the case. People want to be, at least let them know that you're thinking of them. Is there anything I can do? I think is always the
At least
great
a
response.
phone call, I think.
Yeah.
To somebody.
I've had 2 close friends who've lost their mothers, unfortunately, different years, different times. I think both to cancer, which sucks. 3 friends. And if you can't show up to the funeral, because I think that's always a beautiful thing, to be there with them.
Right.
Send flowers, or at least send a text. You say, you don't have to respond, but I love you. I'm here for you. I'm praying for you. Something to let them know that you're in their heart. But grief is hard. Lauren London talked about it on Angie Martinez's podcast about how there's no grief etiquette, and I actually think this is a great place for people to watch, to learn. Like, people just don't need too much,
right?
But they need something to let them know you're thinking of them.
Yeah, just recently, one of my friends suffered a loss. Somebody really close to him.
Right. right,
died. And the first thing I did, I sent a message because you don't want to call because everybody's probably calling, right? And then I was like, whenever you're ready. And then he did call me. We spoke, and then I just sent messages like, hey, just checking up, seeing how you're doing. How's everything? Do you need anything? I sent flowers. But I just feel like you can't explain it away now. It happened. You didn't do what she needed you to do.
Don't get defensive. That's whack.
She feels away, and she has every right to feel away.
It's
and this
very
is
whack
feels,
to
let
get
her
defensive.
express herself. It got a little more heated though. Listen to this.
Wanted to give you the space to deal with the grieving. I've never lost a child, Brooke.
I grieve 24 hours, 7 days a week. So what space do you think that
How am
I
I
need?
supposed to know?
What?
You just lost a child. You wouldn't have known what to do if it had been one of ours.
Yes, I would have.
Okay, well, you done did it your way. You done did it your way.
Right.
Hush, British, because I got to be able to make her understand this.
I don't understand
Well, then
it,
if
and
you
I'm not
don't,
gonna
I'm going to leave it
understand
like this.
I don't give a
sorry.
about you right here.
I'm sorry.
I don't
Here.
care about the
Period.
Period.
Jackie.
Apology, because it ain't real.
You cannot, I'm sorry, be mad at her for feeling her daughter died. All she was saying was you could have reached out.
Yeah. She's
That's
hurt.
it.
She's hurt.
There's no justification
I'm
at that
disgusted.
point.
I'm so disgusted.
All right. Well, listen, we want to know what you guys have to say. Have you ever had to deal with, and how do you handle grief, right? Do you want people to call you? How do you deal with it? Have you lost friendships over this? 800-292-5150 is a number. It's Way Up with Angela Yee. We're talking about what happened on the Basketball Wives reunion, but let's bring it into our real lives and what we've had to deal with. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Listen, you vibing way up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here, and Gia Peppers is here.
Hey, y'all.
And I have one of your candles too, Gia. More than that with Gia Peppers.
Yes.
Ooh, let me smell.
That's a lit Brooklyn candle.
Yes,
Shout out to Daniqua Williams.
Smells amazing.
Clark.
All right, but right now we are talking about what happened on Basketball Wives on the reunion, and Jackie and Brooke had a back and forth, and here's what happened.
You the space to deal with the grieving. I've never lost a child, Brooke.
I grieve 24 hours, 7 days a week. So what space do you
How
think that
am
I
I
need?
supposed to know? What? You just lost a child. You wouldn't have known what to do if it had been one of ours.
Yes, I would have.
Okay, well, you done did it your way. You done did it your way.
Right.
Hush, British, because I got to be able to make her understand this.
I don't understand
Well, then
it,
if
and
you
I'm not
don't,
gonna
I'm going to leave it
understand
like this.
I don't give
sorry.
a about you right here.
I'm sorry.
I don't care about the
Period.
Put your in my
Period.
face.
Jackie.
Apology, because it ain't real.
All right, so they were going back and forth. As we know, Brooke Bailey lost her daughter. Her daughter's only 25 in a car accident, and she felt a way that Jackie did not reach out to her at all to even acknowledge this. And so if that's supposed to be your friend, yes, you should definitely send a message and reach out. And so we were talking about different ways that we grieve and that whole process.
Okay.
And I know for me, I'm good with getting like a text message. If we're really, really close, yes, you
Gotta
should call
call.
me.
Yep, gotta call.
But I also don't really hold grudges about things like that because I know how people react differently. But losing a child is next level.
Absolutely, absolutely.
Painful.
And I also think like if you're close enough to me, you come show up with food. Like you just come to my door.
Right.
Like I might not pick up.
Right.
I might not answer the door.
You might
but
not
at
leave
least
the
I
food
know.
outside. Yeah.
Right.
Showing up with food is always a good idea.
Hello.
Jasmine,
Feed me.
Jasmine will never lose her appetite no matter what happens in life.
Don't say that.
But let's see what you guys think. Andrew, how are you?
Good morning. Congratulations.
Thank you so much. So you want to weigh in? What's been your experience when it comes to grief and how to handle it?
I lost my firstborn son at 2021.
I'm sorry.
Sorry to hear.
I had to go through.
How do people support you and what worked for you?
Well, I was hiding in the basement of the house for a year and a half. My parents gave me faith because it was really traumatic. But one of my friends wouldn't stop knocking on the door, and I haven't talked to him in like 30 years. Because he just wouldn't give me the time and the space to grieve my loss.
So you needed space.
Yeah, you wanted to be left alone.
I needed to be left alone because I didn't know how to deal with it. I was 20, 21. Like, none of us know how to really deal with the grief. So I understand both sides of what you guys were just playing. I understand the part where you want to give the person the distance, but I also understand that she wanted to hear from her.
Right.
You know what I'm saying?
Okay. Well, thank you. And again, we're sorry to hear about your loss, but thank you so much for calling and sharing.
Yes, thank you.
Yeah. So the one thing, if you allow me real quick, is for me to get over it, I had to talk about it.
Okay.
I had to share with, sometimes, not all the time. Some people, I share my story, and that helps, lift the burden off my chest.
Okay. Well, thank you. And thank you for that. So for him, at first he kind of locked himself, but now he's like, it helps him to talk about it.
And be open.
I kind of feel like maybe, and his friend didn't know how to handle it either and was trying to be there, but that was the wrong thing for him.
Yeah.
Right.
I appreciate that perspective.
Yeah. Thank you.
Hey, Tanya, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
I'm good. So we're talking about grief and how you deal with loss.
Okay, yeah. So for me, I lost my dad about 3 years ago, and I lost a lot of friends as well. My one friend in particular, I was kind of surprised because I've always been there for her. And when my dad died, she just disappeared. And when I got the courage to say something to her, like, what's up? You couldn't even text me or call, check on me. She said, I'm sorry. I don't know how to deal with grief. So I kind of stayed out the way. And our friendship hasn't been the same since. Like, I don't like that. I felt better having support and people checking in on me.
Right.
But when you don't do that, that's when I had to, like, cut people off. So I don't really have no friends to this day.
Oh, wow.
Sorry.
I am so sorry to hear that.
Yeah.
Is there anything, any way you feel like anything could be repaired?
Honestly, no. I felt like at that time it showed me people's true colors and they wasn't there for me how I was there for them. So I just had to let them go. And to hear them ladies argue, I don't know who they are, but that was heated.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, thank
What
you for...
show was that?
It's Basketball Wives.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay, so she's like, I'm about to go watch that.
Yeah, I gotta watch that.
All right, thank you for checking in.
Thank you. I love y'all.
We love you
We
too.
love you too.
Alrighty, bye-bye.
It sounds like people don't know what to do in that situation to support.
Yeah, it's hard, but I think this is a learning lesson for everybody listening. If you know somebody who's going through something, just send in a text message, a phone call.
A text is cool.
Yeah.
Because I don't like to be bothered when I'm going through something.
Oh, yeah, I'm not picking up the phone.
Yeah.
There's no way I'm
But
calling.
everybody's different. Some people might want that. And sometimes, imagine if no one called you because everybody's like,
that
you
means
might
more
want people to at
I would
least
feel
reach
I
out.
would feel alone if no one hit me.
I hope Lil Sis gets therapy because that sounds hard. Like,
Yeah.
that sounds like she's even more lonely in her grief process.
She's
and, like,
angry.
Yeah, Tanya.
Yeah, that only eats you up even more. So now
Yeah.
you're sad, you're grieving, and you're angry at your friends.
Right, because people make mistakes too.
Yeah.
You know, some people aren't. People will tell you like, "Oh, I don't go to funerals, or I don't do this, or I don't do that." That's fine, but it still is necessary if you care about somebody to check up on them, even if you send them something in the mail, so that they can just be like, "Wow, that was
People
nice."
appreciate food, and then people appreciate when you show up, not just the first week.
Yeah.
Right? They appreciate like if you keep checking on them because grieving, when everybody leaves, you still grieve.
But guess what? You know, our first caller, he doesn't talk to his friend
Because he came every day.
kept coming.
Yeah.
So I think the rule of thumb here is kind of like maybe just check the temperature, send a message, maybe send something in the mail, and that's it. Like, don't call, don't be nosy, like, what happened? Because I hate when people are like, what happened? What are the details?
Right.
Like, no, I
That's
don't.
gross. Stop.
They're like discussing that right now.
Yeah.
Exactly. I think every person grieves differently. So also maintaining grace in the situation, I think, is really important for all parties involved. But if you're a close friend, if you're my best friend, I need a text at least.
Yeah, at a minimum.
But losing a child, man, that
Oh, my God.
that has to be the worst thing, because normally it's the other way around.
Yeah.
You know, you lose your parent because they're older.
Yeah.
But when you lose a child in an
Heartbreaking.
accident, because I feel like during COVID, we all suffered from losses during COVID. I know I did. And it was a lonely time.
Yeah.
You know, so there's no right or wrong answer. But if somebody is telling you I have a problem with how you handled it, just accept that.
Yep. Be quiet and accept it. Take
All
that.
right. Well, when we come back, we have a Yeetie. And speaking of people having a problem, imagine somebody tell you business on television, like the fact that you fart all the time. We'll tell you about it. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
They say it's truth in the rumors. From industry shade to all the gossip, Angela's spilling that Yee tea.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. Gia Peppers is here.
Hello.
And it's Yeetie time. Y'all know we love this, right?
Yes.
I love a little UT.
All right, now this was a funny story to me. Sunny Hostin, she says so just to give the backstory, when she was on Watch What Happens Live, she was talking about who passes the most gas on The View, and she stated it was Whoopi.
Who actually passes gas the most on set?
Whoopi. Okay.
Yeah, so apparently Whoopi Goldberg was not too happy with that.
Yes.
Maybe Whoopi, like Whoopi Cushion.
I know. Like,
That's it, yeah.
The name kind of.
Yeah, it kind of feels like it should be the
I
one.
feel like it's a little embarrassing, though.
It is embarrassing.
Yeah.
Okay. Well, Sunny Hostin then was on Sirius XM's Andy Cohen Live, and here's what she had to say because Whoopi Goldberg did not like that.
So Whoopi said, why did you tell everybody I fart all the time? And I was like, because you joke about farting all the time and I'm across from the table. I can't smell it. I don't know. Whoever, smelt it, dealt it. So I had no idea. She said, thanks a lot. But I mean, Whoopi and I are very close. So she, she was okay. I didn't realize it would have so much pickup, Mr. Andy Cohen.
Sorry about that.
Whoever smelt it, dealt it.
Yeah. Whoever denied it, supplied it.
Yo,
I never heard that one.
You never heard that one?
I've heard that one, and it's very creative. But Whoopi Goldberg is a legend, so I don't care.
Yeah, I don't care if she has gas or not.
Yeah, and at least the whole room didn't smell it.
But that is embarrassing. Every once in a while, Angela say something, and I'll be like, oh my God, I can't believe you just said that.
Yeah, well, I mean, gas is a natural thing.
Yeah.
It is a natural thing.
But it's still embarrassing.
It's still
We've all
embarrassing.
had embarrassing
Oh my gosh,
gas moments.
We have, yeah.
And I will always deny.
Well, then you supplied it.
How's it go if you deny it, you supplied it? Is that how it goes? Okay.
They say whoever smelt it, dealt it, and then they say whoever denied it, supplied it. All right. Well, they said that it's actually just a cup moving, by the way, just so you guys know. So that's the rumor, according to Joy Behar. It's just the sound of a cup moving.
Yeah.
I don't know how a cup moving sounds like farts.
I'm trying to move a cup now. It doesn't.
Maybe it's the texture of the table, and then they have glass cups, and it can, or plastic with glass can sound that weird. It's happened.
Or maybe someone farted for real.
She's just trying to take up for Whoopi because she said Whoopi is a legend, but Gia's just trying to take up for Whoopi.
Hi, Whoopi, I love you.
I love you. I want to be on The View.
All right, now Diddy and Jermaine Dupri, everybody is excited for this versus that's going to happen. There was a conversation, I saw Baller Alert posted it, with Busta Rhymes and Fab, and Diddy revealed during this conversation that made it onto social media that there was going to be a versus. They even had a specific location, all of that. Listen to this.
September 8th at the Garden, me versus Jermaine. They're going to have you out the Raptors flying out the sky.
Somebody secretly recorded this and posted it.
Oh, you don't think they knew that they were being recorded?
No. Did you see the video?
I saw the video.
It didn't look like they knew. But anyway, they're saying that it's not true. Okay.
Oh.
They said it was a strategy. They said no such event has been finalized or confirmed, according to TMZ Hip Hop. And so the internet ran with this date, and maybe
I'm sick of it. They've been talking about this fake versus between them forever, so it's just enough.
Yeah.
It's going to be good if it ever does happen.
It ain't going to happen.
Hits upon hits.
Why are you so certain?
Because we've been talking about this for 2 years, I feel like.
I mean, versus, they're going through a bit, right, with the changes.
Yeah, but no, I'm talking about them doing a versus. I feel like.
I think it's going to happen.
Okay.
And everybody's talking about Chris Brown and Usher, too.
Well,
those are the two verses.
It's going to be a boxing versus.
Allegedly. Gia did a face like, oh my God.
Because Usher and Chris Brown still performed the very next day at Lovers and Friends.
Not together,
That's
though.
Usher's
Not
festival.
together.
Gia, something happened.
Do they still follow each other?
That's the real
Chris Brown,
real
I don't think Chris Brown fathers. I don't think Chris Brown follows anybody.
I'm sure something did happen, but Usher is such a professional that he posted the little selfie video, and he was like, "Y'all still pulling up? What's up?
Yeah.
We gotta show."
But
this.
I'm sorry, Bruce's ribs are painful. They tried to say his ribs were bruised.
He was dancing. There's no way you can dance through Bruce's
I've gotten my ribs bruised before. Okay,
How did you get your
I'm snowboarding.
Oh, okay.
And it was so painful. Breathing was painful.
Yeah.
You're not dancing.
Yeah, so I think it was highly exaggerated.
I think they had a tussle.
All right, well, that is your Yeetie. And when we come back, we have Under the Radar. These are stories that are flying under the radar, but we feel like you guys need to know them. And we have some fun ones for you guys today. Okay, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. Gia Peppers is here with us, and Jasmine from thejasminebrand.com.
The news. I got news. This in the news that relates to you. These stories are flying under the radar.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here, and Gia Peppers is here. Hi. All right, now these are under the radar stories. These are not headline stories, but they're stories that we feel like you should know about. Mm-hmm. All right, so customers being asked to tip even at self-checkout. Some say it's emotional blackmail. It's a recent report from the Wall Street Journal. There's a rise of digital self-checkout kiosks hitting customers with a tip prompt at the end of the transaction, and some people are frustrated about that. And so what do you guys think about tipping at the self-checkout?
No, I'm doing the work. I am doing the work. Why am I tipping you?
And who gets the tip?
That's what I'm saying.
Right, because you don't know who's tipping. If you're doing self-checkout, then who am I?
So self-checkout is like grocery stores and like when you're shopping like at Target
Pharmacy,
or something like
right.
that.
Or even if you're going to a self-service beer fridge at a game or something like that.
So I usually, if it prompts me to tip, I usually tip because I feel guilty. And I feel like...
That's what they're saying. It's emotional blackmail.
I feel like people are looking at me and then I feel like I have to just tip. But if nobody... I just don't know. It confuses me. I'm getting flustered even talking about it.
If Target puts that on the thing, I'm saying no. You know how much money I spend? Like if I'm at a restaurant, I think that's one thing.
Yes.
Because I do believe like sometimes DoorDash will be like, this goes straight to the restaurant. And
right.
I'm like, sure, let me add another $2-3.
If they're doing pickup at, say you order and then you go pick it up, you'll still leave a tip.
Exactly.
Okay.
But if I'm at like Target, Whole Foods, one of these major brands that you might close one store every other year, I will keep my money for myself.
So glad you said Target and Whole Foods. Okay. Landlords have even gone on TikTok and they're making a case for a gratuity to be added onto rent.
Oh, come on.
Now imagine paying your rent and leaving a tip on your rent. And I'm a landlord also. I don't expect anybody.
I was going to say, do you want that?
Who wouldn't want it? But I would think that's ridiculous.
I feel like if you went above and beyond to help me out in the situation, you like kept a mail thing for me, you helped me paint something, sure.
Okay.
But if you... No.
All right. Well, speaking of owning properties, in New Jersey, in Newark, they're selling seized properties for as low as $1.
Oh, can I buy?
Are you a resident of Newark?
No.
Well, then no, you cannot.
Okay.
All right. This is for people who are actually residents of Newark. You have to have proof that you lived there for at least 5 years, or you have to be a city resident that's displaced by gentrification. You also have to show proof of ability to finance the purchase and address any code violations or other substandard conditions.
That's fine.
Just think about it. If you're from Newark, guys, and you've been there and you have proof that you've been there at least 5 years, the fact that you can get your hands on a property for as low as $1, take advantage of this. The mayor, Ras Baraka, has announced the Home Ownership Revitalization Program. And he said across America, LLCs are buying up owner-occupied homes and turning them into corporately owned expensive rental units. In Newark, where we work hard to expand home ownership, we have created a wide-ranging strategy to do everything possible to counter this dangerous trend. The Home Ownership Revitalization Program is a new way to enable longtime Newark residents to become homeowners at cost that they can afford.
I love this concept, and I hope the people that really deserve it and need it the most are able to access this.
Absolutely. And I feel like more cities should do this because the amount of buildings that are coming up are absolutely insane.
Yeah.
Changing cities.
And black and brown people are really are not usually benefiting from these kind of situations.
Absolutely.
And these are properties, by the way, that are seized, though. So maybe somebody didn't pay their property tax.
Finding some work
done.
Yeah.
And so, just to be clear, like, somebody's going to get them.
Yeah.
And so if you can make sure that it's residents of Newark who actually have the means to be able to fix it up and will live there, I think you also have to stay there for a certain period of time.
That's fair.
As well. All right. And then according to a coach, an office coach, they're saying do not try to be friends with your boss. This workplace coach said no matter how great of a relationship you have, it's not the best idea to be friends because that can make things complicated when it's time to make difficult decisions.
I can understand that.
All right. So they said, hey, we can't afford to employ your friend anymore. You need to lay them off. They're going to lay you off, and there's nothing you can really do about it, but it's just business.
Friend, you're fired.
Right.
Because that happens.
Yeah,
it does happen a lot. And I feel like people don't realize that this is still a work situation.
Yeah.
All right. Well, that is your Under the Radar. Thank you, Gia. Thank you, Jasmine. When we come back, we have the Way Up mix at the top of the hour. Get ready to dance. I know Gia's going to be in here singing, and we're going to do that also when we come back and talk to her some more. Also, we have from the Detox Now some of my favorite coaches, Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun, and we're going to be talking about detoxing, getting rid of fibroids, making sure that you don't have a high blood pressure issues, all of those things. How can you help prevent that? It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Way Up.
Just like to talk like they Angela Yee,
Man, she's spilling it all. This is Yee T. Way Up.
Yes, it is Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee, and Gia Peppers is here.
Hi.
Hey, Gia, and Jasmine is here from thejasminebrand.com.
Happy Tuesday.
Yes.
Tuesday. Okay.
Wow.
All
I
Not your
didn't know what
favorite day.
it was.
Yeah. All right. Well, let's talk about some things. All right. Partisan Fontaine. He has taken to social media and done some poetry that he posted. It was in LA.
Yes.
And he said, never done poetry before. Thought this was fitting. Thank you. And here is what that poem sounded like.
You want acknowledgement for your bravery, not sympathy. You want to be free to be yourself without penalty. You want to really be heard and not just pretend to be. You want what you deserve. You want the action style, do the words. Chakras aligned, you at one with the universe. You want to celebrate without occasion. Dim restaurant, lit conversation. Now you got money goals, body goals. Everything is falling into place for you like dominoes. You look just as good in your clothes as out your clothes.
Okay, Love Jones.
Well.
Lots of
Okay. Snaps.
all
I
around.
smell the incense.
Period.
All right. Well, that's nice, though. That's brave.
That's brave.
Yeah.
So are they still together or what?
I mean, some people were saying that this poem shows that they are still together. People talk about unfollowing. Then, of course, you go and look and see are there pictures of them together on the page.
Yeah.
I didn't go back far enough, but I did not see any.
Okay.
I think it's interesting because since she's been back outside, they haven't really been seen together. Even like when she did that first birthday thing, like he didn't walk in with her. So I wonder if either they're taking a break from each other because it sounds like he still wants
Right.
to be involved. But
And it could be that they're just like, let's calm down all this public and let's just enjoy ourselves and
Privately.
each other. Or it could be that they broke
Well,
up. Who knows?
we want to be in y'all business, so let us know, Party and Megan.
But nice poem.
Yeah.
beautiful poem.
Yeah.
And I hope both of them are happy.
Have you
either
ever
way.
written poetry?
Beautiful.
Yes,
poems.
I grew up
I
writing
like-
poetry. I'm so deep.
Okay, we're going to
She
get
said,
more into
hold
that.
on. I ain't never heard somebody call themselves deep.
I'm so deep.
I
case
am
you don't know.
so deep. Got it.
What if somebody wrote you a poem and it was terrible?
Oh, I would be immediately turned off. And like, I couldn't do it.
But what defines whack poetry and good poetry, though?
That's a good question.
Okay.
If I didn't
It's
feel
all
it,
subjective.
Yeah.
All right,
You know
now
what? I probably would
Beyonce's
love it.
Renaissance tour could out-earn Taylor Swift's tour by $500 million. That's no small feat. All right, so Taylor Swift earned $1.6 billion.
Goodness
but
gracious.
because of the pricing of Beyonce's and also tour expenses and all of that, they're saying that Renaissance could gross between $275 million and $2.4 billion from tickets alone.
my goodness, Beyonce.
Okay.
Yes, and that's well above what Taylor Swift did at the box office.
The tour
So-
starts, I believe, tomorrow.
Did you get your tickets?
Yes, I'm going to see her in Paris.
You are not playing.
I can't wait.
Were the tickets expensive? I heard
Yes,
they're crazy.
very much so.
Yeah.
It was a very hard thing to get a Beyonce ticket this year.
Okay. Did you get one or two?
The average ticket price is $200 for it, by the way.
Okay. Is that in the nosebleeds or is that like
Yeah.
That's average, so I guess it's a estimate from
in the middle somewhere?
nosebleeds or-
That's nosebleeds.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Nope.
No.
That's nosebleeds.
I spent a lot of money
I know.
on these
I'm
tickets.
going. I paid. All right, Nick Cannon. He recently did another interview. This time it's with the Los Angeles Times. I feel like Nick Cannon likes to
He loves
go
He
viral.
loves it. He's just like, I'm outside. What's
he
up?
loves the media attention.
Okay, well, Nick Cannon says that he decides which one of his partners to sleep with based on who calls him that day.
So much information. I don't need to know this.
He said a lot of times it's whichever of them has called me that day, to be honest. I'm such a creature of habit. I like who like me.
Oh my gosh, I'm not secure enough for this. I'm not. I couldn't be with Nick Cannon. I would be like, no.
You'd be like, so if I call you, you're coming here? What if they call at the same time?
That's what I'm saying.
What if
I call like I gotta call at like 6, in the morning so I can get.
He's up before that. Now, as for why he's had so many children, he said he's a people pleaser and he wanted to give the women in his life the kids they wanted. He said a lot of them are in the same age group and I just wanted to give them what they desired. I kept saying I can handle it.
Okay, because he's father 12 right now, right? Okay,
All right. Well, there you have it. So whoever I
Calls
guess
first.
is
Calls first and
in the
wants a
queue.
kid.
Oh man,
I think he's done right though. He said
Right.
he's done having children right.
he ain't.
No,
Nick
he did
Cannon is
say
not
that.
done.
He said when
He
God
said, I
tells him.
did see in
He
one
said
of the
that
many
before.
interviews that didn't realize how much he had to be there per child, and he's struggling with balancing how.
Gia,
to be
he
there.
is not done.
And then in February, he said he would let God decide when he should stop having kids.
Well,
Yeah,
all I
Nick
know
be
is
changing
all
his
these kids are
mind.
the same age. So how you picking
They're
graduations?
not all the same age. You have some that are older.
The latest ones?
There is a bunch that are...
They're back to back.
Yeah.
The latest ones are like...
They're close in age.
Yeah. So how are you choosing graduations and things like that? That's going to be hard.
I know. This is like waiting for a sneaker drop. Like, I got to call, be first.
I'm not secure enough for that.
All right. Well, that is your Yee Tea. And when we come back, Gia Peppers is here. And we want to make sure that you guys know all about her since she is our special guest co-host. And she's amazing. So let's get into that. When we come back, it's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yeah, she back at it. Bring in the back. Way Up with Angela Yee is on.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here, and Gia Peppers is here.
Hello, friends.
All right, so I want to talk about Gia for a second.
Okay.
Just because I always big you up.
Yes, you
But
do.
I want to make sure, and I know a lot of people in our audience are familiar with you, but just in case they're not.
They might not be.
All right, you're from D.C.
Yes, originally from D.C. Shout out to the DMV.
Not PG County. Not...
D.C. and then PG.
Okay.
And then back to D.C. and
No,
now
because
back
I know
to
people
PG.
from there are so particular.
Yeah,
about...
no, born in D.C., raised all over the DMV, back in D.C. So like, it just makes this.
All right, as a host, I know the word journalist gets thrown. Now, are you a journalist?
I'm a journalist.
Okay.
I have my good old degree and these Sally Mae bills to prove it.
Okay.
I went to Rutgers University, actually right down the street. So
You have a degree in journalism?
broadcast journalism.
Okay.
Yeah, and then
So she's an actual journalist.
yes,
To be clear.
yes,
All right.
yes.
All right, and would you say, because I've seen some of the highlights of your career, and I feel like I know how you'll answer this, but what would you say is the highlight
That's so hard.
of your career? Because you've had some phenomenal interviews
had
that people do not get a chance.
I know. Yeah. Y'all, please follow me, child. At Gia Peppers. No, I think my favorite, the one that stands out the most is Kobe Bryant.
knew it, yes.
Yeah, just because, it was a year before he passed and he was in the father space, coach of the year type of mindset. So just seeing the Kobe that wasn't necessarily like the Mamba, but the dad version, the girl dad, and encountering his curiosity and his natural love for people really just made my heart like sing. And he was so kind, like, you know how green rooms in situations can get,
you
like,
don't know what people are going to be.
we were in the same green room. So Kobe Bryant is over here asking me questions like, yo, how are you doing? Thank you so much for being here. I'm like, I would have swept the floors. Like, it doesn't matter. Whatever you need.
Refreshments.
Right. And he was opening up his Mamba sports clinic here in New York. And my friend from Nike, shout out to my friend Arenze. He's no longer at Nike, but he's killing it. He was like, yo, do you want to host this thing with Kobe? He's opening up this really big clinic. You'll get to sit down and interview him and like host for the kids.
He was
and
like,
I was
yeah, what kind of question?
like, are you serious? Sure. And so, yeah, I was thinking, okay, he'll come in. It's fine. No, he sat in the green room with me and like everybody and just chilled and talked to us. And it was incredible.
That's so dope.
Yeah, he was a kind person.
That's
really
a moment
kind
that
soul.
you'll never forget.
Because I remember
Never.
when you were posting it, and I was like, "Oh my!" She got
Like-
to interview. That's huge.
It's huge.
But you talked about how kind he was.
Kind.
at
And
that
he
time.
looked at every single person. Didn't matter if it was a 3-year-old kid who was like, Kobe, Kobe, Kobe. Or like a person who was volunteering or a parent. He talked to every single person, eye contact.
Right.
Fully, maybe even asked a follow-up question. And I was like, that's a star. That's a person that understands that when he says hello, it can change a person's day for the better. And he like really lived in that.
All right, now give us some other, just a couple of more,
Yeah.
because I want people to know.
Yeah. Oh, I worked with the Today Show for a long time, so shout out to Chanel and Al Roker and all the teams over there. I usually do their What to Watch segments, and so but it's like sporadic. So if you see me, you see me. If you don't, you don't. But I love them. I love being able to do stuff with the Today Show Third Hour as well. And then I have a show with Amazon Music called R&B Rotation. We just did the interview with Mary J. Blige that is live right now on our station. So if you go to Amazon Music and then type in R&B Rotation and DJ Mode, you will hear the interview. I've interviewed Usher, Babyface. I've interviewed so many incredible people because of that show. And Amazon Music, we're also be on the ground with y'all at Strength of a Woman
Festival is this weekend, baby.
With Mary J. Queen Mary is gonna give us all the things. So we are live streaming Friday night and Saturday during the day on Amazon Music's Twitch page. So you can, if you can't make it to Atlanta, we got the concert for you Friday night. It's the Hip Hop 50th celebration. It'll be me hosting Free. Miss Free Marie.
I just saw Free post something about
Yes,
that. Okay.
me Free. I'm crying because she's one of the reasons why I started hosting, but she's like, yo, leave that alone. But I'm like, okay, I just want you to know I'm going to cry. And Nyla Simone.
Okay.
So me, Nyla, and Free will be co-hosting all weekend long. So I'm really excited for that. And I have a show with More Than That. I have a show called More Than That with Gia Peppers, which Angela Yee has been on.
Yes, I have.
And it's a syndicated show as well. I'm in 104 markets in the country. And we're wrapping up season 3. Working, hunty. And I love that show. So it's a podcast and a radio show. So check out More Than That with Gia Peppers.
Now, but your passion is also singing.
Yeah.
Let's not forget that.
I love me some singing. Okay.
Jasmine, you're making it sound bad because now people are going to think Gia did that.
That was Gia singing.
No,
that was Gia.
La, 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 what do I do? A little something, Gia, because I want people to know. And I could tell Gia to bust out a note.
This is so hard now, Angela. Okay.
Jill Scott.
Again? Okay. Why should I feel discouraged? Why should the shadows come? Why should my heart feel lonely and long for heaven and home when Jesus is my portion?
All right, wait, hold on. Listen.
Amen. Hallelujah. Shout out to the saints out there.
Hallelujah.
Gia Peppers, hit up Angela Yee Management.
No, for real.
Angela's
Angela's going to get me signed and I can't wait.
All right. Well,
but look, I went to go see Janet Jackson last night and I have extra tickets that I can't use tonight. And I really want to.
Generous.
I really just want to give them away. So hit me up on my social media at Gia Peppers, especially to moms.
All right. Yeah, you just
for Mother's Day.
We're going to talk about this in a second. But when we come back, we have Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun from the Detox Now. Let's get into it because we want you to be healthy so that your pipes can sound like Gia Peppers.
I can't.
Way up with Angela Yee.
Now I'm back at it. You vibing way up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. Gia Peppers is here.
Hello.
Hello. You've been getting a lot of DMs,
yes,
too.
Yes. Y'all, hold up.
Follow her, though.
Follow me, and I will explain how to win.
Not win. You're just giving them away.
Giving them away.
Nice. You're being nice.
I'm being nice because Mother's Day is here.
Okay.
And I really appreciate the mothers. And that vibe yesterday was everything with Janet Jackson.
Okay.
Everyone must see.
All right. Well, when we come back, we are also all going to be talking to Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun from the Detox Now.
Fire.
And one thing we were talking about is how 90% of black women will end up having fibroids at some point.
Right.
And it disproportionately affects black women. And we talk about a lot of different things, but, and this is the work that Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun have been doing since I first met them, which was years ago. I've done their detoxes. How can you not have to have a myomectomy or a hysterectomy? Because those are major procedures.
They are, yeah.
But people have a myomectomy that actually removes the fibroids, but it leaves your uterus. A hysterectomy, I mean, they actually are removing your uterus.
Yeah, which is a big deal. It's a very big deal.
And it's really sad to know that a lot of us will have to deal with it.
Yep.
Well, we're going to talk about all of those things. We'll talk about detoxes, other ways that you can perhaps, change your diet and make sure you know what you're lacking when it comes to a lot of health issues. So when we come back, we'll be talking to Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun on Way Up with Angela Yee.
All the way up. Angela Yee is way up.
Amun from the Detox Now, but I've done many a thing with both of you.
That's right.
And people are always asking about these detoxes and these fasts. So I'm glad that you guys are here to talk about it. So let's talk about this new one that we have here.
Yes, well, first of all, thank you for having us. And we are so happy to be way up.
Yeah, me too.
Way up.
And Natasha, if you guys want to introduce, and
Yes.
Natasha, you want to talk about.
Yes, we're going to bring her into the conversation, but we wanted to first start talking about what we realized there's a lot of chronic conditions that are affecting the Black community. In fact, we feel like we understand that because of the prevalence and the ramifications, it's important that we actually focus on prevention, right? So today our topic is 3 preventable health issues that are causing people of color to suffer and die more frequently than any other demographic.
Ooh, okay.
Especially Black women.
Yeah.
Okay. So understand that when you look at the statistics, we talk about high blood pressure. They affect, 55% of us are affected, when we talk about African Americans, are affected by high blood pressure, right? As compared to 27% of whites.
Okay.
Diabetes,
Wow.
African Americans are diagnosed with diabetes 77% more.
Wow.
Latinos, 66% more. That's why I said people of color, right? And then when you look at type 2 diabetes, African Americans and Latinos make up what?
40 to 60%.
These numbers are scary.
Of the people affected by that condition.
That is. So what are the causes of that, right? Because some people might be listening and be like, well, is it just genetic? But there's a lot of different reasons why.
Yeah, so that's what we want to get into, because there are ways that they can prevent it. And the last two that we wanted to, the chronic conditions, is fibroids. We talked about how up to 90% of Black women are affected by fibroids. That's like 26 million in the U.S. And then cancer. Black people are the most impacted in terms of, we have the highest death rate and the shortest survival rate. Okay, of most cancers. So for us, we understand that these are highly driven by, you talked about causes, actually deficiencies. Their imbalances and deficiencies are at the root of most of these issues, and they're affected by our diet and consumer products that we interact with every day, including our beauty products and our home health care products, okay? And of course, environmental toxins. So we were like, you know what? Let us really focus on these, what we call at the Detox now, the prevention 3. Okay. All right? Let's break that down. Vitamin D deficiency, inflammation, and hormonal imbalance. These 3, we call them the prevention 3 because they're at the root of so many health issues that we just listed.
We're talking to Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun from the Detox Now. Where do you get vitamin D? What foods?
So vitamin D, the best source of vitamin D is the sun. Is the sun, right?
But not just any sun.
Right. You need the sun when it's at its highest point,
midday.
And it's around midday, 12, 1 o'clock, and it's the rays is UVB. And for light skin, we only have to be in the sun for like maybe 10, 20 minutes.
Oh, you're good, Jasmine.
Right?
Can you please tell her
That's what I'm saying. We all good. Right? But,
what is she talking about?
I don't know.
But for more darker hue of us, we need to be in there longer.
So most people, where are they midday?
Working.
Right.
Yeah.
They're not in the sun.
Where we are.
So the key thing when we talk about the problem, well, the solution, is that we have to supplement.
Okay.
There are some foods that are rich in vitamin D. However,
like wild salmon,
Right.
mushrooms.
but you're not going to get enough.
Yeah.
Because you're not spending the real highest source
And things
the
I don't
sun.
eat.
It's the sun. So
Right.
there's a difference between being low and deficient.
Okay.
Because
I've been low before.
Right. So if you're
We
low
need a
in
vacation,
vitamin,
some sun.
right. So if you're low in vitamin
Midday.
D, then you want to keep an eye on it, and again, supplementation and things of that nature. But if you're deficient and you're left it unattended, then that's where
Can get
especially with women, you
fibroids. The vitamin D
rickets.
hormone is the top hormone that actually helps your body fight fibroids. So for our solution, we have an all-natural, organic, made, literally well-crafted D3 supplement that is specifically for that use.
Okay.
So it should be part of your daily routine.
Is that part of
That's
this
in here?
package?
Is it in
Yes.
All right,
yes.
good. Okay.
The second thing is inflammation.
Yeah. So when we talk about inflammation, our body naturally has a source of inflammation in our tissues to protect us, like injuries, fight off infections, etc. But if we move into a stage of what is called chronic inflammation, now it has an adverse effect because now it's attacking
Works
your
against
organs,
you.
it's attacking your respiratory systems, and it causes ammonia or just internal suffocation, right? So what we have to look at is what triggers this off.
And with Black people, inflammation is actually even higher because he talked about that chronic inflammation, stress, toxic stress that we deal with racism every day,
Right.
causes us to work or walk around in a chronic inflammatory state.
Absolutely.
Right. And it is literally responsible for, more than 50% of chronic diseases are actually triggered by inflammation.
Right. One of the things I want to mention is what happens within our Black community is what they call food deserts. Even though we might not have the Whole Foods or the Trader Joe's or the Sprouts to get the organic foods, if we just cooked more instead of buying Popeyes,
That's what I've been trying to
and
do.
Burger King,
And know what's in your food,
And know
because
what's
that's
in
what
the food.
cooking actually helps you do. Know what's your...
There's no question.
80% of our health conditions will deplete by just having
The right
regular meals, eating real food and cooking it.
We have our free food list, at the detoxnow.com so that people know, okay, what foods do I need to incorporate into my diet? Maybe you can't, do organic, like he said, but then you'll know what foods that the Clean 15, you don't have to have them organic because they actually preserve the integrity of the meal because of the fruit, like cantaloupe is an example, or watermelon.
Right. And then
because
there's
of the thickness of the skin.
And there's also things that you can replace, as far as like the oil that you cook with.
Exactly. That's why
Right.
we do the
So-
free food list, so they know what things you can replace.
I like what you just said about the oil. So if you have a bunch of grape seeds and I have an avocado or olives in my hand and I naturally squeeze them, which is going to produce oil? or a fatty substance?
Avocado?
I think avocado.
Right. So that is a natural source of fat. And what people have to understand is that these fatty acids that comes from olives and avocado is what the brain needs. The brain is 70% of fat. So lacking the brain of natural fatty acids, now you're leading into dementia, Parkinson disease,
which is on the rise in our community.
So
right?
you understand how this is all
so we should be
fitting
doing
in together.
avocado oil as opposed to grapeseed?
Absolutely. When you're cooking, you want to have avocado oil or extra virgin olive oil.
Okay.
Yeah, those are the two oils.
We have extra virgin olive oil in the house.
So for us, we understand reducing stressors is a critical piece. We know that. That's why we offer coaching as well as practices, but then also radical self-care and supplementation. For us, like mass, it is what we call our inflammation eliminator.
Yeah.
Because I literally every day I take that thing because I have so many things affecting my body just generally, right? And then there's just the stress, but that is like part of a daily routine, our mass supplement, because it is anti-inflammatory and specifically also it boosts your immune system. Because like you said, they all trigger off one with another.
All right. Well, that is Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun from the Detox Now. You guys can check them out. We have some more when we come back because guess what? We care about your health. And if you want to be way up in every single way, that matters too. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Angela Yee is way up. All the way up.
My friends, and they're not even like middle aged or it's between 30 and 50. I've noticed a lot of women are getting hysterectomies.
Yeah, so you just brought in
or myomectomies.
Yeah, and they're being recommended because they have really bad fibroids, really bad periods. They're bleeding, they can't stop bleeding. And so I've had lots of friends that have gotten hysterectomies. Have you noticed the influx, or it's always been an issue?
Hysterectomy is actually the second most popular surgery provided in the U.S.
Yes.
For people in general, and 50% of people don't have uteruses. And they're given a hysterectomy to remove something that's not cancerous. The heavy bleeding is a hormonal imbalance.
Is this kit helpful for women that are going through that?
Absolutely. Well, let Natasha talk about her story right now.
Because you guys always do bring a real person that has. Because I know people who had hysterectomies on the schedule and then heard these conversations and were like, let's try something else first. And the doctors are like, wow, this is amazing. How did you manage to get rid of your fibroids without the surgery or lessen the amount that you have?
What's really dangerous just before is that they don't tell you the side effects after the hysterectomy. What a woman goes through. And that is real dangerous.
Right. But
Natasha, let's hear your story. Yes.
So back in like maybe 2010, I was diagnosed with fibroids. It was small at the time, so I didn't really do anything about it. Fast forward until about 2015, and I noticed that my stomach was hurting. I had the heavy bleeding, and I started getting bigger, and intercourse was not pleasurable at all. I'm like, okay, let me go to my doctor. Went to my doctor. He says, yes, you do have a fibroid. It was about 8 centimeters at the time. So I said, you know what? Let's have the myomectomy.
And what is a myomectomy for people who...
A myomectomy is when you actually have the surgery to remove your fibroid.
Okay.
But your uterus still remains.
Yeah, but they keep the uterus.
Just taking the fat
The
fibroid.
hysterectomy is removing the uterus and different levels of it.
I had the surgery, and so many women that I heard about, like you mentioned, it would come back. Fast forward until about 2020. I'm starting to experience the heavy bleeding again, painful, all of this stuff. And I'm like, okay, I know this is a fibroid. Go to my doctor. He confirms that I have a fibroid. So, of course, my doctor again, my GYN, he says, we can do the myomectomy again or hysterectomy again.
Right.
And I was just like, no, that's not for me. So I'm reach out to Coach Gessie, Dr. Amun. I'm saying, okay, listen, they said it came back, and they're like, great. We actually just have this new product.
Right. We had just relaunched our new partnership at the time.
So I take it. This was like in March of 2021. I'm starting to supplement. I go and I'm like, okay, this is great. I'm eating. I'm doing everything that I'm supposed to do to make sure that I get rid of this thing because I do not want to go under the knife again. Fast forward to July of 2021, and the doctor says, there's no fibroid there. I thought, well, I could have told you that because I do remember the day that I actually, and I don't want to get too graphic.
Right. You gave birth.
I had the most painful release.
Right. Yeah.
That's the way to say it.
No,
but that's important. People don't know how it comes out. I mean, Natasha, first of all, thank you for sharing your story. I told her it's going to liberate so many people. You know, even though we created this new Fibroids kit, we created a Balanced Daily Plus Mass kit because for people who've had myomectomies, that's to help prevent them from coming back.
Right.
I have to say that's
like
really because number one, it helps the hormonal balance, so it addresses it at the root, and the mass attacks the inflammation and keeps the scar tissue, because something that's not talked about is every time you have an abdominal surgery, your body has to form scar tissue to heal. But what happens is that scar tissue, when you're in an inflammatory state, high stress, bad food, it starts to overgrow.
I have a C-section, so I need to make sure that
see that mass, that's your friend. Because let me tell you, I have had, for me, 10 days after my second myomectomy, they had to cut me open and take out 18 inches of my small intestine because that scar tissue wrapped around my small intestine.
Ooh,
and I don't know how many people don't realize scar tissue can be life-threatening. And it doesn't have to happen. They'll think, oh, I had my surgery, I'm all checked, I'm good. 5 years later, the scar tissue, because you're going through a divorce or you're going through a high stress situation, you're eating really bad, it can overgrow just like that. That's why for us, it's like daily maintenance, prevention.
Well, listen, I know you guys have something special for our listeners on Way Up, so let's get to that.
Only for Way Up. In light of Mother's Day, we are showing you love all of May. Use the code Way Up, and it's not going to be promoted anywhere else, only for y'all. 25% all of our kits, our supplements, and our fast.
So you go to the Detox Now.
At thedetoxnow.com.
Okay.
Yes. And the code Way Up is one word.
And this is why us at the Detox Now, we put together a lot of free education from the website you can download from food. So we know that.
They're free weekly group consults twice, Mondays and Wednesdays. If you don't know what's right for you, we have free weekly group consults.
And I know some people financially have issues, and if you can take
always have something free to start.
Get that information.
And I do free consultations on every Friday. We just want to put that across that we need to address this problem with us.
We're so disproportionately affected, but we need to make sure that we put that first.
Absolutely.
Well, thank you so much. And Natasha, thank you for sharing your story with us.
Thank you for having us, ladies.
Thank you so much.
Yeah, always. We'll be checking back in. You already know. All right. Well, Dr. Amun, Coach Gessie, Natasha, we appreciate you so much. Again, go to the Detox Now. The code is Way Up. 25%. That's a big discount.
That's a nice discount.
That's not something we normally do. It's not even available anywhere else right now. So.
And we have a kit to give away. We'll discuss that for Fibroids. All right, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. And when we come back, we have Ask Yee. If you have any questions, you can call us up right now. 800-292-5150. It's Way Up.
Here I go. Hey, everybody exit. Whether it's relationship or career advice, Angela's dropping facts. So you should know. This is Ask Yee.
What's up? It's Way Up with Angela Yee, and it is time for Ask Yee. 800-292-5150 is the number in case you ever want to call us for any questions. We are always here to help with no judgment. Now, Zai, what's your question?
I was messing with a girl, and we was fine. We had no bad vibes, nothing like that. But at the time, I was bad at expressing myself, emotionally. So, when something would go wrong, I would just close out and not talk to her for a couple of days. But, I would tell her I get like that. And she said she was fine until, one time she just really wanted to know. And I just couldn't express myself.
Ooh.
So eventually we stopped talking. She one boy removed, I'm one girl removed. And then she'll text me saying, she still feel the same way and all this other stuff. But I was like, all right, that's fine. I was like, but you got a baby. She's like, yeah, but that guy was just a distraction. And I'm like, how I'm supposed to just take that as a distraction if you come back to me with a baby talking about you still felt the same way the whole time you was with him.
Okay. How do you feel?
I want to be with her, but every time I think about how you just grew with another person, it'd be like, it hurt. And I don't know if I'm supposed to just look past that, even though I'm supposed to love her or not. I don't know if I'm supposed to look past that.
Were y'all in an exclusive relationship when she got
pregnant?
pregnant?
Yeah, we just asked. No. When she got pregnant after she left me.
Okay.
And listen, I know people who have children, right, and got pregnant, had a child, but that you could still not be with that person. But it is not an easy thing to deal with. So now that means that you have to understand the package that this comes with. It's not just her, it's her and her child. And
yeah, I gotta pay for our child now.
Yeah, but it feels like you wouldn't be calling if you didn't really like her and kind of want to give it a shot. You just need some confirmation. Maybe you're concerned about what other people think. Maybe you're also thinking about the fact that what is her relationship with this child's father, right?
Yeah.
What is her relationship with the father?
I think she said they drop her off or he come pick her up.
And that could be true, right, Jasmine?
Yeah, that could be true. Yeah.
I don't know. I don't trust her on that part. It's fine. It's just that what we had, and then you go do it with somebody else, and then tell me you still want to do that, is like, I just feel weird. She want to do all the stuff she did. I mean, I don't just take that, even though she's going to do everything she did with the boy and then try to do it. You know,
in all fairness, you did say you used to shut down.
Right.
And, you know.
And y'all were not
but
together.
I told her, I didn't tell her, I let her know though. Like, it's not like I told her that. It's not like I just didn't say how I feel.
Yeah. I understand that. That's still difficult. And it feels like the timing wasn't right for you guys at the time. And now you could potentially circle back, but now life has changed. And so the relationship will change. All I can tell you is to take it slow. You don't have to jump into anything. And we can't tell you how to feel or how you will feel. You can't predict that either. But take it slow. If it feels comfortable, if it feels like, okay, because she didn't do anything wrong.
She didn't.
No, I wouldn't say that. It was how she was telling it to me. And I was like, you don't hear how like it's making me feel. You're not understanding that part.
Yeah, and she is going to have to be more understanding, and you are going to have to not shut down and be able to express yourself. But I just feel like maybe it can work if you're okay with it. I don't know. It's a whole new situation. You guys already had issues with the way you communicated in the relationship, so you have to work on that also. So I just feel like this seems like somebody you really potentially could care about. Take it slow. Maybe you guys just get reacquainted as friends first and then see where it goes from there. Maybe it'll progress, maybe it won't. But just pay attention to your feelings and let her know as you go along. If you're not comfortable with something, if it's not working for you, be honest.
How do you know, like, because like I'll ask my dad and stuff like that, and they always just be like, you'll know when, like, you just gonna know. I don't even know when to know. And I be confused when I'm supposed to, I don't know the feeling I'm supposed to, like, not ignore when I feel a way about somebody.
I don't think you should ignore when you feel away. I think you should follow up on that, you know, but in this particular situation, take it slow and see if you continue to feel that way. Sometimes you feel that rush and you feel those butterflies and you could feel like that, but is that going to continue? That's the real question. Right. Is it going to last?
Is that what you say? Would you say that? Is that how you feel when you say you feel like you love somebody?
Yeah. And I think you could love somebody and not be in love too. Like you could feel really fond of somebody and really love them and care about them. Does that mean that's the one? Maybe, maybe not. It's if you can outlast all of these things. If you can make it through adversity, I mean, this is definitely adversity. If y'all can make it past that, then that could potentially be the one. But you know what? You'll never find out if you don't try.
Thank you.
Good luck.
I appreciate it.
Okay, thank you for calling.
All right, you guys have a good one.
All right, well, that was Ask Gia. When we come back, we have Last Word. Remember, on Way Up with Angela Yee, you guys always have the last word. 800-292-5150. Call us up. It's Way Up with Yee.
Pick up the phone.
Tap in. Tap in and get your voice heard.
What the word is.
Here's the last word on Way Up with Angela Yee.
Yes, it's Way Up with Angela Yee. I'm Angela Yee. Jasmine from the Jasmine brand is here. And our special guest host, Gia Peppers.
Hi, I've so enjoyed this. Y'all are everything.
We have fun. This was a nice, it was like a hangout.
Yeah. We should have drank.
Who's got?
Jasmine loves to say that after the fact.
I do.
She loves to do
done
that.
a noon toast.
And by the way, we had drinks yesterday too.
We
at
did.
the house. And then I made tacos.
Yeah,
now,
Taco Monday.
I just want to be clear because I got irritated. Jasmine asked me to make tacos, and she acts like that's all I know how to make.
But what part?
And it bothers me because every time she's like, "Oh, what can Angela make?" She says, "She can make tacos." Like that's my only thing.
I would like to say
I'm
this.
a one-trick pony.
I would like to say this. We were in the grocery store, and Angela said, "What should I make?" And I said, "I like her tacos," so I said tacos. And then she gets mad. I'm like, "But you said what should I make?" You literally asked me.
Okay.
What else can you make, Angela?
Tacos.
See?
You see?
I know she gets mad about it.
Next
but no,
time, Jasmine, you're cooking.
I do like your tacos a lot. You can
Thank
make
you.
other things. I really like your tacos.
Thanks.
What's your other favorite thing to cook?
Let me see. I like to make stir fry.
Okay. Ooh, I love a good stir fry.
Yes.
Yeah.
It's an easy thing to make.
Yeah.
All right. Well, Gia, we really enjoyed you. Again, make sure y'all follow her, Gia Peppers.
Yes.
And happy Mother's Day
Happy
to all
Mother's
the moms
Day.
out there. It's coming up this
Happy
week.
Mother's Day.
Thank you.
And we want to make sure that everybody keeps in mind, get it together, okay? It's not too late to get whatever you need to get, order whatever flowers, gifts.
Yes.
Start now. Don't wait until
Saturday,
Yes. And shout out to Coach Gessie and Dr. Amun for joining us from the Detox Now. But you know, we always end the show with last word. And I know earlier from About Last Night, we were talking about Basketball Wives reunion and about grief and how to support people when they're dealing with grief and how do you like to be supported during that time. A lot of people couldn't get through. But again, the last word is all about you. It's Way Up with Angela Yee.
Hello, Angela Yee. I just wanted to speak on what you guys were talking about in regards to grief. I actually just lost my mom. And I just want to say that it really helps for people to reach out. I know you don't know what to say. I know you don't know how to say it. But when you reach out, it's like, it's monumental. I can't tell you how many nights I've sat up thinking, wow, the friends that I thought was going to reach out have not. And the people that really, honestly, barely knew me or, didn't have that close of a relationship with, they've been the main ones reaching out. It's just like, it hurts not hearing from somebody that is literally the closest to you. So I know everybody grieves differently, but this is just not right. I just think that, I'm just happy that y'all talking about this. Thank you. I love everything you do. God bless.
So I just want to talk about the topic. I never usually call in, but I wanted to talk about this because a similar situation happened to me. Me and my friend was in the car driving, and we got in a car accident, and she ended up passing away. And honestly, the last thing I wanted to do was keep getting on the phone saying the same thing. Like, everybody saying, I'm sorry for your loss. Me, thank you. I appreciate it. Thank you. I appreciate it. It got overwhelming for me. So I kind of did want, everybody to just leave me alone, let me process my feelings and process what happened. So maybe she was just dealing with it the way that she would want somebody to deal with it if it was somebody that she lost that was close to her. Because I know that is what I would want. I'm not saying that the people didn't care, but I just wanted that space to process my thoughts.
You tapped in and way up with Angela Yee.